Guess what day of the week it is, Mashie?
It is not Friday, so it's not my favorite day of the week.
No, it's not Friday.
It's not Saturday, so it's not my
Saturday.
favorite day of the week. It must be my third favorite day of the week.
Sunday.
It's Sunday.
It's a third favorite day, but literally as Mashie, as you were as we were getting hit record, my daughter reminded me that we're getting up at 5 a.m. to work out tomorrow.
Oh, nice. That's not a reminder. That's a penalty.
Yes, I was like, oh yes, I forgot. Thanks for reminding me. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, how many hours is that from now?
I'm going to go full open, honest disclosure. I am in my Broncos gear. It is Sunday night prime time. The Broncos are on my TV right here. I'm watching them play the Minnesota Vikings. So if you happen to see me look this direction or jump up, or jump up or scream or yell, is because I do have the Bronco game on in the background. So, and some of y'all stop laughing, okay? We're loyal to our teams regardless of how good or bad they are.
Yes, you have to be loyal to your team. That's okay. My team isn't doing so great either. The Packers. Okay. So, how's your week, man? What's going on?
Busy week, good week. It was a lot of get through a bunch of shit at work so that I can take this next week off. So I am officially on vacation, which means I only have about 3 days worth of work to do next week. And we are flying out tomorrow morning and taking the kids to go see their grandparents. And this will be our first Thanksgiving at the grandparents since COVID hit. So we haven't gotten back there since. So we've been back to Austin, but not for Thanksgiving specifically. So it's been our family. We go to the grandparents' house. We've been doing it. My wife and I have been married, as y'all know, from one of our things. We've been married 23 years, and we've been doing Thanksgiving at her parents for 23 years. So glad to get back to that tradition.
You've been married 23 years.
Yeah.
I've been married 22 years. That's really cool. So you got married in 2000?
That's fun. 2001. Wait, 2022 years. Sorry. Ooh, got you to hear me. 2001.
Oh, so we are. Yeah. Then we've been married the same number of years.
2001. Yep. So I'm glad you didn't hear me. Or I just can't do math. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got married in May. When did you get married?
June.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
right there. Yeah, we got married on. That was my only ask to get married on a day I can remember. So we got married on Cinco de Mayo, May 5th.
We should have put. So we're doing the get to know you segment. We should have put that in there. We didn't.
We should have. We just wasted it now.
We just wasted it. Oh well. So you having anything to drink?
I am. In honor of us heading to Austin tomorrow, I popped open a Shiner Bock.
Oh, there you go.
Back into the homeland. So we're gonna. Yeah, I'm rocking a Shiner, my favorite beer of all beers. I grew up drinking it. So
I have now that I've got indoor golf league going again. The kegs are cycling again. You know.
Nice.
And so I just got a keg of Trogs Perpetual.
Nice.
Which is the local brewery a couple miles from me, Trogs, which is it's definitely it's not my favorite brewery. It's definitely up there, but yeah, so just a keg of Trogs.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yep. And so let's move this thing forward. Hey, wait a minute. I thought we had a get to know you thing here. Did we?
We did have a get to know you thing. What happened?
I don't know. Maybe we had the slide hidden here or something. Wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Oh, I did have it hidden. Hold on. Unskip slide. Jeez, Steve.
There we go. Gosh, Steve.
There we go. All right.
You're doing good for a couple of days, and
yes. So today we don't do this segment every week, but this week it's going to be. So Mashie, tell me about your first job. What was your first job? What did you do?
How do we want to characterize first job? Like literally first job, or like first real job that mattered, or first job that we actually enjoyed? Because I'm still looking for that one.
Whatever makes it interesting.
So without going into too many details, my first job was nothing. I don't think any first job is glamorous, but nothing glamorous. And it was when I was 16, actually. And it was washing dishes in a little local Mexican restaurant. And I was too young to wait tables. I couldn't serve alcohol, obviously, all that kind of stuff. And it was just my mom and my brother and I, and we didn't have 2 pennies to rub together, as she used to say that. She used to say 2 nickels, my mom's old saying, 2 nickels to rub together. We didn't have anything. So I would go to work on weekends and after school, just doing dishes until like 8 o'clock at night or so. And then I would get a paycheck every 2 weeks, and I would give it to my mom and say, "Here's my paycheck. Just
Aw.
go pay for food and stuff like that." Because we literally were at times
Struggled a little bit.
struggled a little bit. So that was my way of helping. Now, my first, let's say, real job, like I would consider, like if I were asked, this question.
You got a W-2 at the end of the year, right?
I got a W-2, and it was a job it was probably the best high school job you could ever have. Was, again, I grew up in Austin, and so I got hired on at a boat rental place on Lake Travis. All summer long was my job, and it started out as like cleaning the boats. It was kind of gross, but you hose them down, you vacuum them up and clean them up, and then it quickly turned into like, hey, you're relatively smart and you can like work the cash register and help customers come down and rent jet skis out. Then it turned into, the University of Texas is having a sorority party on the lake in August, and they want someone to drive the boat. Like, sure. And so I ended up being a captain on the boat, and I would take the pontoon boat out with them in the later half of the summer. So that was the best high school job. I would come home from college and go work summers of that job. It was so much fun.
Nice.
Yep. How about you? First job?
So I would think you talk about the first job as a kid was the guy who lived down the road from us had a lawnmower repair service.
Okay.
And when I was 12, my mom, we used to get our stuff repaired there, and he said, "Hey, is your kid? I need a helper." So I would go down there, and he would have me like clean his tools, put stuff away, around the shop and stuff. So that was, and eventually I worked for him for years, and then eventually he got to the point where, "Hey, I'm going to show you, take that carburetor off, or sharpen these blades on the lawnmowers." And I started doing like small engine repair. And then it actually, when I was 16, I was still working there, and my dad had this old Harley Davidson, like old. It was like a chopper, but it hadn't run. I hadn't seen it run for years.
Did he have the big handlebars?
Oh yeah, it had ape hangers on it.
Yeah.
So, and just so my parents aren't crazy. Like I grew up like out in the boondocks. I had motorcycles, dirt bikes, and stuff growing up. So I said to my dad, I said, "Hey, the Harley, mind if I take it and see if I can get it running?" And he's like, "If you can get that thing running, you can have it." So took it down to the guy's shop.
I know you got it running.
I got it running. So my mom was going to kill him. She's like, "You freaking told him that if you get it running, he can have it. So you have a 16-year-old kid that has a chopper now, So funny thing is, like a week later, I had it running. My parents were working on a Friday or Saturday night, whatever it was. And I decided not to wait for the permit to come in. Took the thing into town and got arrested.
It's so funny, man. We have similar stories on motorcycles. I didn't even know this is where the segment was going to go. Like, sorry, finish yours up because I'm going to add to it.
So basically, I was riding into town. There was an old license plate on it, but I had just submitted the registration, submitted the insurance and everything, but none of the paperwork was done. So I got pulled over for not stopping completely at a stop sign. It's not like I was speeding or doing anything crazy. I was just going. So I didn't stop. I drifted through a stop. So this cop pulls me over.
Yep.
He looks at my license, phones it in. Turns out my permit was in the mail, so that was fine.
Yep.
The bike was registered, so that was in the mail as well. So I got like a ticket for like not having the registration and not having my paperwork with me and not having it inspected. The inspected actually was like 10 years old on it. And so I got a ticket.
It wasn't up for an inspection until like recently.
Yes. So bottom line is I went home. My parents, I had to tell them and everything. They punished me and they grounded me from like not riding a bike for like another month or so. But to this day, when we tell the story and I talk to them, after they punished me, they were laughing their asses off about the whole thing because it's just such a typical thing a kid's gonna do, right?
So I had to spend summers as a kid. I had to spend a chunk of, not all, but a chunk of the summers as a kid out at my dad's house in Albuquerque. And I hated going out there, and I just hated being. He lived in the city, and I don't know. I didn't like going. It wasn't because I didn't want to be around my dad. I just didn't want to go because it was like I was being forced to go. Right, it's 16-year-old taking you away from your friends.
Yeah.
Just want to go to the pool and that kind of play golf and stuff. And so when I was 16, I ended up finding. I don't know how I found it. Like he had an old dirt bike. It was old like Honda dirt bike. Had an orange tank on it. Nothing big, like a 125, right? Nothing major.
Oh yeah.
And he was at work one day, and I was at home, and I found the key in the kitchen in a drawer, and I went out and turned it on and kick started it, and lo and behold, it started up, and I'm off, and I'm like cruising around downtown Albuquerque, like at the outlet. There's a mall out there. I was cruising the mall, and I got pulled over for running a stop sign. Now the good thing was
we're kindred spirits.
It is amazing. You're telling the story, and I'm like thinking about myself. And I didn't like slow roll. I like went right through the stop sign.
Yeah.
And there was a cop right there, and I got pulled over for it. And the only good thing was, I confessed. I was like, "It's my dad's bike. I don't have a license. I stole it. I'm not running around on it, and the house is right there." He pulled me over 3 houses from there.
Oh no!
And he was like, "I want to watch you pull that thing into the garage, and then take the key out, and I don't want to see you on the road again." So he literally followed me to the house, and I opened up the garage door and I put it in, and he gave me a squawk on the siren and drove off. I got no ticket, I got nothing, and
yeah. That's funny. We both have motorcycle stories.
Yeah.
And that was not rehearsed at all.
Not
we
planned.
didn't. No, not planned.
No.
We just said, all right, we're gonna tell about first jobs. We didn't say what they were or anything. So interesting.
That's so funny.
All right. So new courses this week.
Yeah, we got course with 3 courses.
Now
I think. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was going to say some people might say, "Hey, what about DPC Boston?" But that was actually a course that existed and was just upgraded to V4, right?
Yeah.
So we made a decision a while ago that we have enough courses to go through. We don't need to review every time someone does an upgrade on them. So we're going to leave that one out.
And I think so. Go. Let's go through the course real quick, and then we'll talk about how we're going to do them today.
We'll go through the courses. We're gonna change things around a little bit. So we got the Mid-South Club in Southern Pies, American Pie, Southern Pie.
Apple, little blueberry, little strawberry rhubarb. Who the hell eats a strawberry rhubarb pie anyway? Yeah.
My great grandparents.
Exactly. My grandmother she's like, "Oh, you want my strawberry rhubarb pie?" I'm like, "I really don't."
Shoe fly pie. The golf boy. So this was a teamwork, a little between the golf boy and Super and
teamwork
Super.
Teamwork.
I've only had one beer and I can't even talk right now. And we got one by Run Pud Run. So Thunder Hills Country Club. It sounds like some place where I should have taken my motorcycle as a gang member and played golf. Thunder Hills Country Club.
All I know is I keep hearing courses like thundering down every time I see this name, I'm like, I just hear like thunder, thunder, thunder. Keep the motor.
So that could be Poesta, Indiana. Is that Indiana? Is IA Indiana?
ID is Idaho, so yes, that's Indiana.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you're right. And then we have Vienna Greens Golf Course in Clio, Michigan by Jay Pruitt.
Oh, I thought it was in Italy. Vienna.
Yeah, it very well could be. Except it would be
underwater if it was, right? Vienna. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Vienna out there. I mean, I'm disappointed this one's in Clio, Michigan.
So what are we doing today with how are we doing the courses?
I think we're going to go old school today. What we decided to do, and this was a little discussion in pre-show, but I think what we've decided to do is go old school B2B. We're going to take you way back to season 1, which was in June.
Just last season.
Just last season. We're going to review all 3 courses. And at the end, we're going to select our MPOWs.
Yeah. Yep. So old school. Here we go.
Old school. Easier to do old school with 3 courses versus 16.
Yeah. So maybe we'll do this from now on. Maybe depending on the number of courses, maybe we'll do this.
Yeah, maybe we should do it this way now on, and then in those instances where we get like 10 or 12 courses, we can't do it. Then
Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Tell us what you think. So, Mid South Country Club by Golf Boy and Soupy. So, this is a private golfing retreat located just minutes of the historic village of Pinehurst. So, this is near Pinehurst. Huh.
It is near Pinehurst. Yeah, it's right up in the same neck of the woods.
So, it's got some heritage going on there. So,
I think these if you can't have a private membership to Pinehurst, you come to Mid South.
yeah, or maybe
I'm kidding. I don't know
slumming
about
it over at
Mid-South.
Mid South, right?
If you are the PGA pro at Mid-South, I do not mean to disparage your. I doubt they're watching, but I do not mean to disparage your course. No, it's a great. I think anything in and around the Pinehurst area of the country is absolutely beautiful and amazing golf. So,
yeah, a lot of great courses down there, obviously.
yep.
So anything interesting on the scorecard here? We almost got 7K on the total distance here, but
Yeah.
looks like they filled everything
Yeah.
out pretty nicely.
No, I think scorecard looks good. Slopes look good. By the way, you guys, I mean, just kind of PSA message since we're talking, mentioned this. There is a new version of Greenkeeper out for the
Yes.
designers. Please make sure you switch to use the new version, and has some really cool features about grabbing longitude and latitude that is now being reported into GS Pro to help with search functionality. So
Yeah.
make sure you're using the new version.
And another feature which I think is going to be more important in the future, especially if you want your course to be played on the SGT tournaments, is there's a very good chance that handicaps are going to become more and more important as GS Pro
Yes.
allows people to play handicaps. I would think that someday GS Pro might allow people to play from different tees against each other. In that case, your slope and ratings is going to be very important. It's a new function
Yes.
within a new greenkeeper because when you
Yep.
build a course, your tees aren't going to match the distance exactly. Now,
Yep.
based on that, that might adjust your slope and ratings. There's a new calculator within Greenkeeper that allow you to put the slope and ratings from the existing course, the real course in real life, off its scorecard. You put it in there, and then it will adjust these for you to get them more accurate. So
Yep.
dig into that, guys.
Super important thing to go do, especially going forward. And if you are doing updates to courses, not highly recommend, you need to use the new Greenkeeper and put the new functionality in there.
Yeah. So I would say if you've got one of those courses that's on the tour, go back and fix it. Yep.
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 Yep. And
Okay.
by the way, it's a simple Greenskeeper. You just have to go into Greenskeeper and do the update. You're not going back into Unity and rebuilding the course or anything.
Yeah. It might take a total of 5 minutes if that.
Correct. Yep.
All right. So Mid South.
Yeah.
So Parkland
Great.
style course, right?
Yeah.
Lots of pine straw areas. And lots of neighborhoods weaved throughout here as well. I personally have never played here, but so that means lots of neighborhoods. What does that mean? Lots of OBs.
Lots of OB. Your favorite.
My favorite. And I should put this on my list because I think we were talking, we were playing, I actually got to play outside today. We were talking that one of the courses, I think, when we go to Kiowa, someone said is lined with some houses.
Good.
So I might have to train mentally for that because that makes me nervous.
Yeah, I mean, houses for me, they're just there. I don't really think about them.
You don't think about breaking a window in somebody's house?
I don't, and I think that's probably the best mental training you can think about is they're just not there. Just don't hit, if you think about them, you're going to hit them over there, right? And so just don't think about them.
Yeah, I think one of the problems is I think one of my first year I golfed, someone took me in one of those courses and I hit the side of a house hard, and ever since there, it's in the back of my head.
They live on a course and they know it. So my question though is, and I'd love to hear from Soupy or Golf Boy, I'd love to hear if I were asked what two designers were pairing up to work on a course, not that this is a bad pairing. I think it's a great pairing. I just wouldn't have picked Soupy and Golf Boy together. So I'm just curious. I'm curious how the collaboration came about. I think it's awesome. So yeah, Soupy and Golf Boy, let us know. I think the course is really well done. There's really great colors, and these are the default textures, I believe, but they've tweaked them. They've gone in and updated the colors and and some of the other hues inside of this palette, and I think it does a really nice job matching the rough and the trees and the bark on the trees, and it overall all I thought it looked really really well done.
Yep.
Now, I will say it's interesting. Oh, so go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Yep.
No, I was just agreeing.
Yep.
Should we go forward? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. This was I thought it was a really good example, and you'll see we did find a few small things, and of course every course has a few small things. But I thought this is a really good looking view when you look through the fairway to the rough to the pine straw. There's tufts of grass in there. There's a little bit of light 3DG. You got to get close to see it. You got to get your ball in there to see. It's not a massive 3DG inside the pine straw. There's pine cones, as you would expect, in the pine straw, like scattered about. It just was a really good natural look. I feel like I'm in that part of the country up there, you know?
Yeah. Now here the houses look like a little barren without landscaping, but I think it's just because we've turned and focused on them. On the
Correct.
course, they're far enough off the course. I don't think they had to do like the landscaping and bushes around the
Yep.
house. I think it's fine. Um,
Yep.
but yeah. So the houses look good, and then there are lots of areas around water, and they did. So one of the things that they did was the hazard lines, right?
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about how they did those. The one thing I was surprised to see was that the hazard stakes didn't necessarily line up with the hazard lines. I'm not sure what they were trying to do there.
Yep.
Did you see that?
Yep. I think we have a better. I think we have a better picture of that coming up as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
the water
I
here
thought
looks
the
really good.
reflections. I thought the water looked great. I think the water color looked great. I think the reflections off the water looked really well. I liked how the rippling of the water isn't too
It's not overdone.
rough, but it's not too glassy. It's just a really nice
Yeah,
medium in between there. And we've always said on the show, and you know, I know Soupy and Golf Boy. I hope Boy listens. I think his dad lets him listen. I don't
I
know.
think his dad listens and then lets him decide if he can listen to this
Yeah,
show or not.
maybe his
He
dad shouldn't
censors
let
it.
him listen. I don't know. I think that's fine. No problem. But you know, we've always said really make your reflections from the point of the golf ball. Well, this is where the golf ball was, right?
Yeah,
This is just the fairways off to the left. The ball, I hit the ball to the right. This is where the ball landed, and
it's
you can
damn near
really see
perfect here. Yeah.
it's damn near perfect. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. So here it is.
Oh,
It's
here we
just
go.
and those and it there's a couple different ways that you can plant those hazards, and I don't know, maybe that's a tip thing someday, but you can either plant them by hand. So those red hazard stakes, they're Unity assets that you can drag into scene, right?
Yep.
I
Yep.
think there's even a functionality
In
within
Blender.
no,
Oh,
there's one,
sorry.
actually you're right, there is one in
There's
Blender
one
as
in
well.
Blender that I've never gotten to work very well,
And
by the
and
way.
then there's actually one in Unity where you can plant stakes via hazard lines automatically within Unity as well.
I haven't tried that. Okay.
Yeah, I think I did do that on a course, and I can't remember if you can go back and edit those or not, because I think they just plant objects and then you can go and move them. So I'm not sure how they plant. Oh, and then what I've actually done and how I'm doing it on Kapalua right now is I just created an auto fence builder, and that auto fence builder is the stakes, and then I just click around and makes like a fence of stakes.
Yeah, I used the Blender tool. I tried to use it on Metalist, and I couldn't get. And maybe this is the same situation here. I couldn't get the Blender placement of the stakes when I chose the mesh that I wanted them on. Right,
Yes.
lined up with the red stripe. I tried. I just they and the blender placement, it's one object. It's in Unity, they're not individual objects, each stake. It's one object. So if you grab the object and try to move the stakes in Unity, you're moving all of them and they're on a
Yeah.
curve falling around. And it doesn't move very friendly. So I didn't have a ton of success making it look. That might have been what happened here, but they're just off a little bit. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Now,
And
this
the thing
one
is, well, it's kind of a trifecta, right? Because you have the
yeah,
red line here, you've got the red stakes, but ultimately, what determines if that ball's out of bound? Your greenkeeper, right?
your greenkeeper is where the line exactly.
So this
Yeah,
is
yeah,
just
yeah,
what we're
yeah.
looking at here is just all visual. That's all this is.
That's fair.
It's 100%
That's fair.
visual.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Now
matter.
my question is, and I is I and this is not a knock at all. It's more of a question: is what are we trying to go for here? Because that to the left, that green area there does not have any 3DG on it. So it looks like the exact same texture as what's on the rough, but it doesn't have any grass. So it could have just been a miss that forgot the grass on it, no big deal. But if that's the case, why is there a blend? You don't need a blend from rough to rough. And if it is going to be grass all the way to the water, then you don't need a blend. If you have the blend there, then that shouldn't be green dirt. Maybe it should be. I don't know. So I
Yeah,
was a little
I,
confused
I
on what
was
we are
confused there
going
because
for.
this texture that I see here is typically the texture that is like a exposed earth, like dirt brown texture.
Yeah.
So now it's green. So yeah, like I said, if it's green, I would expect grass on it. Now I would think that the reason I would think that this is it the lake base? Is that what that is? I don't know. I don't know what they're going
Maybe it's
for
the
here.
lake base coming all the way up, and that's why there's a blend there.
Yeah.
Although the lake bases are usually lighter, usually dark, like browner
Yeah.
versus that
Well, that's why I
white
thought maybe
blend.
that should
But
be brown. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
So anyway, I just again, if you guys decide to do an update, you may want to just add some 3DG onto it and bring it all down and give yourself a rough that goes all the way down to the water. Like a
Yeah.
lot of courses
I
have that.
never
So
I didn't actually hit anything on there. I don't know if it should play as it lies because this is a water hazard. I wonder what this material
I don't
plays at,
know.
like deep rough or something. Who knows?
I don't know. I hope not. I mean, it doesn't look like deep rough. So
Yeah. The clubhouse looks good.
um, clubhouse looks great. The rock work looks great. There like there's not a lot of that. I
Does
mean, we're
does
nitpicking
Soupy
on a
do
few small
like
things.
does he build stuff in Blender? Is he a
I
Blender
don't
guy?
know. I don't know. It's a great
Like
question. I
who
don't
built
know.
this clubhouse? Or is it maybe they used it from something? Maybe it's a repeat. I don't know. There's so many
I
clubhouses
mean,
now I can't
I'm
recognize them all
trying to
anymore.
see. It kind of looks like it could be a DPR house builder.
Yeah, it's pretty nice though. I mean, it's
It's
really
pretty nice though. Yeah. So
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if
Yeah, it's
maybe
certainly
Soupy's doing
possible.
Blender work
Yeah. Or maybe Golf Boy is too. Who
or
knows?
Golf Boy is too. I don't know. Yeah, exactly.
Let's know. So this is kind of a sub segment, which is this is where we get into funny things that we found, which is we're still talking about the same course. So it's a great course, but so and I can tell Mashie's watching the football game right now.
No, I'm watching. I'm here. It is a great course, but I was just
But
thinking. Don't like. I can hear Soupy and Golf Boy right now. No, no, no. Don't worry. We're not going to pick the course apart. Not at
no.
all. The course is great.
It's just like kind of like the
Um.
old school fun we had like the first season,
Yeah.
which is let's
Yeah.
have some.
You got some floating grasses, and by the way, this isn't one pine straw bunker. The floating grasses are all in almost every pine straw section. You can find some floating grasses. I almost feel like maybe you did some terrain work after the meshes were. You planted everything and then realized do some terrain
Yeah.
work and you lowered the terrain down, but the VS Pro meshes stayed where they were. So
Yeah.
they're obviously
So
hand planted as few as those little tufts are.
oh, so if those are hand planted, they're kind of screwed, right? Because you can't go
Yeah,
back and
you
now
gotta
if
go
it's a,
back in and delete.
but if they
Yeah.
did these in a biome, then they should just be able to lower the terrain to zero under the meshes, and it'll fix themselves.
I think there's so few of these little tufts around
Yeah,
that they probably hand planted them. That's my
yeah,
guess. Which
I
means
did.
you have to go back in and
Yeah,
delete them and then replant them.
I didn't notice it. Did you just like? Did you like? Were you looking around? And it definitely was
I hit a
noticeable.
ball left on number one, and I was in the pine straw number one, and it was actually under one of these tufts of
Oh,
grass. So I had
but
to
you still
ground the
found it.
ball. Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
found it.
I
Yes, I
know,
did
I
find
do.
the ball. Yes, I found the ball under the tuft of grass. It was elevated. That's why I could find it.
Yeah. Well,
If
it's
it
just
wasn't
like today
elevated,
I
it would
played
be.
outside and like it was just tons of leaves. So there are probably three shots I had today where I lost the ball and I'm like, look, I know it's like right here somewhere. Come on. Yeah. So this was an area around a bunker where the bunker, I should have actually moved out a little further. Half the
See
bunker
where?
was touching like the rough area, and half the bunker was
Yes.
touching pine straw. But they didn't go
Yep.
back and fix the blend that touches
Yep.
that. So you actually have to change the blend. So we're actually going to get into this in the just the tip segment on how to fix this.
Yeah.
Um,
So no big deal, guys. You don't
yeah,
have to go back and fix it. You can if you want, but we're going to use this as an example to show how this can be fixed in our tip segment.
yeah. We can handle it pretty quickly. And then, oh, another thing is you got this is also if they're doing persistent. This is more difficult to see, but you can see this tree is floating a couple inches above the ground. So that's the
Yep.
same thing that was basically happening to the grasses as well. But I would imagine that these might be persistent, manually planted, which means it's going to be a pain in the ass to fix. You can see
I
another
think
one
it's the
back.
same thing.
Yeah, you
I
can
think
see
he
another one
manually.
back there kind of floating.
Yep, I think they manually planted
Yeah.
them, and then they went back and did a little bit of terrain work and lowered the mesh down, and then the trees didn't follow.
Yep.
And I don't think you can use the recalculate vegetation in VS Pro to lower persistent storage, can you?
No,
I
no,
don't
it
think
won't.
you can.
It won't do it. The only thing you
Yeah.
could potentially, no, you can't. No, I'm not sure how. No,
Yeah.
persistence a tough one.
Yeah.
That's definitely one of those things. Either, yeah, you just got to make sure when I start my
Now,
persistent planning, and I know I'm going to do a lot of it, I'm very meticulous about just looking at things initially and make sure they're right, because fixing persistent sucks.
the one thing you can do, and it's still a pain in the ass, you can bake it, and then you can go to edit it, and then when you click on it, you'll actually get the raise lower, and then you can lower each one by one. But yes, you're still doing it one at a time.
Well, no. So you bake it, you're baking a biome, right? Because if you shouldn't have a biome, you shouldn't have to fix that, because a biome will automatically, if you
Right,
change the
the
terrain of,
biome will,
yes.
but
So,
but
but
you
once
can
you bake it, then you have to manually change it.
then you manually change it. Correct, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you bake it, then you manually change it. Otherwise, you have to delete the tree and we have to remove the tree for persistent by deleting it and then replanting it.
Yes, for
Yeah,
persistent. Yeah. If you delete a
yeah,
tree, then you're replanting them all. Yeah.
yep.
All right.
Oh,
And this is just a close-up view of that same blend. We'll get into that a little bit later in the
yeah.
just the tip segment.
But guys, great course. We played it in the sim and really had a good. I've actually played it twice now and really enjoyed it and loved it and it's a gem and I think that it'll be a good one for SGT.
Yep.
Yep, nicely done.
So this is the one by Run Pud Run, Thunder Hills Country Club in
Yeah,
Poesta,
this is a
Indiana.
this was a commission. He was I guess one of the clients hired him to go build it, obviously. So nice course again. Another not too long. I think 65 was the longest tees.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think the most unique thing is this one though is Run brought some I thought some pretty unique trees to this one that I hadn't seen before, and you'll see in some of the screenshots here. I don't know if he's becoming a speed tree master or builder or what he's doing, but there was some pretty neat looking trees in this one.
Yeah, I'm not sure where some of those came from.
I don't know.
So tee number one, we have not only custom tee markers, we got custom flags, got some interesting T signs. I didn't. Did you look at any of those T signs? Are those like
Yeah.
each one different, or are they?
Each one's different. There's
Wow.
no map of the whole, which is fine, but each one has the whole number on it,
Okay.
and I want to say yardage on it. It was really well done, and I think we've got pictures of the T signs and the T markers. Yeah, there we go. Like really well done. Nice markers, nice flag.
Yep.
And then and actually go back to let's remove those and just look at the overall whole. Like I don't think that tree on the right down there, the kind of like no, sorry, the one next to that one though. That one, I think that's a different tree. Some of these big firs are different than I've seen before, and then there's some other trees out there as well that I feel like are maybe new or different trees that he's using. So
Yeah, I recognize a couple, but there's a couple I don't like. These over here, I've never seen these. Now, the
right.
interesting about that tree is it has no trunk.
It does have no trunk. It's a big fluffy tree with no trunk in it.
Yeah, so you kind of go in the middle of it, and there's no trunk. Now, you can
Yep.
kind of get away with it because, well, it's kind of like if a woman has a big dress on, can you tell if she has legs?
I guess I hope she has. Well, never mind. I can't say it. Never mind. I'm not gonna. I will say we did run into an issue with those particular trees when we played it. It didn't have any colliders on it.
Yes, great course,
But
but
but but Run has actually submitted an update with a
well,
fix for the
that
colliders. We
one I
found
don't
it.
think
Yeah.
had collide. There were, I think, like 50% of the trees we found didn't have colliders. I think he
Yeah,
just
there were a
forgot to
couple that
enable them.
didn't have colliders. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
which actually doesn't upset a lot of people.
That does not. No. Wasn't somebody asking
Yeah.
in one of the Facebook chats about, hey, how do I just turn off all penalties?
Well, no,
I
one of
want
the
all penalties, all
designers,
colliders.
I thought one of the designers also said that someone requested a course, and then after they built it, they gave it to him, and they said, "Can you just turn off all the colliders in the trees?" Like, all right, if that's what you want,
And that's what you want.
that's what you want. All right, yeah. Oh well.
Oh well.
Cornfield.
Corn. We
Corn,
talked about this, I think, last episode or the episode before about wishing that the course had, and this is, I think it's a great example. Like this is I'm looking left off of a fairway, so it's you can see the white out of OB stake right there. So this is absolutely in the golfer's view. It's not some obscure place on the course. And man, did he plant a whole bunch of these 2D corn everywhere around. There's a lot, but I love how he wrote it up too. I mean, it looks really good.
corn today, corn tomorrow.
Corn tomorrow.
Yeah.
Man, I hate to have to go that.
And where there's corn, there's
Oh dear. There's always deer when
oh
there's
dear,
corn.
oh dear,
Oh dear.
big
I don't know
old,
what to do now.
big old buck. Yep.
And they're animated. The best part is like when we played this course together, they follow your ball.
Yes. Yeah. And when you're playing, you hit the ball, and I was like, oh my god, the deer looked up and watched your ball. Yeah, it was a coincidence. It was pretty funny.
Well, I mean, Run's like the king of triggers, so I thought for
Yes,
sure maybe he put a trigger
for
into where
sure.
you hit your ball and they look up and they follow it.
Yep. Yep. And the fountain he had there, I thought was much better than like the fountain that everyone uses, which looks like, I don't know, it looks like a sparkler. This one
Yeah,
looked
it
much
does.
better.
Yeah,
It
this
looked,
looked really good.
yeah. I don't, Ron, let us know. Was that a Unity purchase? Because not that I've ever had to use a fountain so far, but if I do, that's the one I want to use.
Yeah, yeah, agreed.
Nice.
Nice. I love. There was a lot of little details that he did on this course. I love having the wires on the telephone poles. It just feels like I'm out, in Iowa, out in the cornfields. There's the houses and the road, and I just thought it looked really good. And as you can see, this again right off the edge of the fairway here, so and the rough, so it's in the golfer's view. And then if you keep going, there's some really nice assets that he put in. The tower, which you can see when you're from most of the holes when you're going that direction, you couldn't have this course without that tower because I'm sure it's iconic for them. And then there's a windmill that's animated, so it's spinning. Obviously didn't catch it in the still screenshot, but there's a spinning windmill, and I think a lot of these details that he put into it are this is definitely a higher end build, so it
Yeah.
makes the course kind of special.
Yep. Yeah. And then the
And
facility.
holy cow, the clubhouse. Now I actually think that white house to the left is actually a house. I don't think that's a clubhouse, right?
No, I don't think that's
Someone
clubhouse.
someone
Yeah.
lives there. But the clubhouse facility and the pool and everything, it looked great. And then it's a lot of blender work to get done and cars in
Yeah.
the parking lot. And then I have the next screenshot is coming up 18 clubhouse. You can see how good it looks. It looks great.
Yep. Yeah. Nice job on that. Well done.
Yep.
So great course. But and we talked to him about this, and my understanding is there's a fix coming out, but the performance, we struggled. And
yeah.
Like when we play together, we're like, oh, did you check performance? No, let's turn it on. And we both turned it on. We're like, whoa, what are you getting?
Oh.
What are you getting?
Well, and I was getting stutters, like the ball was like rolling on the green. It was stuttering during putting a little bit. And
you got it.
Sure
We both have really decent sim PCs. Yeah.
Yep.
So I ran it through the new tool, and yeah, it was definitely low. So I think he looked at it and supposedly he fixed it. My first thought was, hey, some of those trees, I don't know where those trees came from. Maybe they're high poly trees. Who knows? But yeah.
I know he did say there's an update. He's got an update done and submitted, and it just hasn't published yet. That I believe addresses both this and the colliders.
Yep.
At least I'm crossing my fingers for it because this course is great. I want everybody to experience it, and lower end PC guys are going to have trouble.
Maybe by the time we release this video, this episode, he'll have the new version out. They can go.
Exactly.
So look for version 2. Look for version 2.
Yep.
So
great
Vienna
course,
Greens.
Run. Nicely done, bud.
Yeah, Vienna Greens. So this is a Jay Pruitt course. Okay.
Yeah.
Out in Michigan. Now, Mr. Pruitt. You can do much better with that description. Come on. Open up Chat GPT. Say, Chat GPT, give me a great description of Vienna Greens golf course, and then just cut and paste. Right.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. VIENN.
You're gonna put it in there. Now
I am. I'm going right now. I'm gonna have Chat GPT.
So while you're getting that back, the funny thing is I reached out to Jay Pruitt and I said, this is a commission course, and he said there's somebody that lives nearby there who said it's a shithole. And when he published this, the guy came back and he said, "Yeah, I realize this is a shithole, but can you just make it look a little better?" So did you get something for Vienna Greens and
Yep.
ChatGPT?
While you were talking, I hit go, hit submit.
Or what we got?
I'm waiting. Come on, ChatGPT. Why are you not going?
For artificial intelligence, it's not very intelligent. I'm just saying.
Well, it's talking. I don't know why it's.
Is it spinning? Is it thinking?
Hold on, chat. There it is. And now hit go. Why is it not letting me?
Did you
I
not?
don't know. We'll keep you go through the course real quick. I'll
Okay.
get it going. I don't know why it's giving me a hard time
So
right
one
now.
thing that
So
Jay Pruitt I think has proven himself really good at is doing autumn courses. So this one is, I would say this one, if anything, it's like early autumn, but still the colors are really good, very pastel, light colored course. It's a very flat course. So it is a parkland course, but very flat. There are a ton of trees. And so this is hole number one. He did do custom tee markers. He did do custom flags, which look really good. He did a lot of work on his cart paths too. So like putting kind of like the traditional, I shouldn't say traditional, but like the end of a
yep.
cart path. And this is what I would expect on a little bit of a course that's beaten up. Looking at the course, you could tell the cart paths don't go everywhere. They're like around the greens and then around the tee boxes, and then not too many of out in the fairway. So you can imagine that things get pretty rough out there. So he did like these gray beaten areas that you can see here. He
Yep.
also did a couple of these like areas where the cart path ends here, right? And then it's just completely worn to the ground after it. So this is great. And this makes it's funnier to me now that he said that the place is not that nice of a golf course. So I could tell like it's
I
just funny.
feel like his version is way nicer than in real life.
Yes, because I mean, you look at this, the mow lines, the perfect rough. There's no
Yes.
brown out here,
It's
but you have like this beat up cart path.
cart path. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit like you're not sure. Like, well, I'm surprised, of course, that nice would have a cart path that's beat up like that. Well, and then the other one, which
I've got a
was,
description, by the way. Hold on. I've got a
oh, you got a
description. Are we
description?
ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. You ready? Vienna Greens Golf Course. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Let me go to spokesperson mode. Liberty. Vienna Greens Golf Course is a public golf course located in Clio, Michigan. Established in 1969, it offers an 18-hole course with 3 sets of tees for different skill levels. The course measures 6283 yards from the longest tees and has a slope rating of 112 and a 69.8 USGA rating. The course is open from April 1st to October 31st. Vienna Greens Golf Course is a golfer's paradise. The course is well maintained and offers professional and informative golf lessons. The
Hmm.
course is designed to challenge golfers of all skill levels. The beautiful landscape and serene environment make it an ideal location for golf enthusiasts. The course is open 7 days a week, so you can play whenever you want. The green fees are affordable, so you can enjoy a round of golf without breaking the bank. Come and experience the beauty of Vienna Greens Golf Course. Book your tee time today.
Well, it's well maintained, except for on this hole where someone took a 4x4 while it was muddy and drove across.
Apparently, yes. They like drove across like 62 times.
Well, actually, they drove across, stopped here, and then came right back across the
You're
same
going back,
tracks.
yes. Yeah. Was there a
Now,
course? There was a course recently. Where was it? I was thinking about this, where like a maintenance guy got fired, so he took the mower out and he went to the green and he like did
yes,
donuts in the middle of the green.
yeah. So like he has like lots of little touches like this on the course. Pretty
Yeah,
cool, pretty cool.
yeah, yeah.
Um, so Jay Pruitt, nice course, but um,
Yeah,
so what I would like, so you have all these trees planted through there, right? Which the trees themselves look really good. I would just love to see, and it doesn't have to be on every tree, but just a tree once in a while, take VS Pro and just tap and do a little bit of grass.
a little bit of grass. There's got to be a little bit of grass growing around the trunks.
Yeah, like in a couple spots, just to kind of give it a little bit more realistic look. Because when you're this zoomed out from the 3DG,
Yep,
it culls it, so there's no 3DG here, so it looks kind of almost too flat, I would say, right?
yep. I agree.
Takes a
I
couple
agree.
minutes. Just take VS Rope, tap, 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 tap.
God, I was
Um,
thinking about my ball being in the middle of all those trees and being stuck in jail back there. It
oh my
just
gosh,
it just
it's
looks
no joke.
horrible.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
it gives me the
yeah,
EBGBs. It
yep,
gives me anxiety. Think about hitting a ball in there.
yep.
Not getting out. You're not getting out of tree jail.
Nope, nope,
Uh, and you did have a couple of like these are really tiny ponds. Like this is almost like a koi pond. There's like two of
yep.
them, at least two of them, where your blend is just, I know what happened to your blend. It's like, it's ring around the rosy here. It's
It's
solid
weird
black.
that that one blend is solid black.
I
All
don't know
I
how
can
it
think of
happened.
is maybe he changed the lake base afterwards and didn't change the blend or something.
Or I'm wondering if he had like that blend highlighted and was messing with, thought he had another blend selected and then was messing with the
And
strength or something and
I
then
don't
said,
know.
this isn't working, and then just left it that way. So there's this one, which is actually in hole 3, and then there's another one that has that same blend around it.
Yep,
So just something, just to check out.
yep.
And then I would say like don't like vert paint
No
out your mow
lines.
lines. Yeah,
Yeah,
because I think you did it here.
there at the tee box. Yes, he
I
did.
think he did it there. As far as I can, that could be a
It looked
semi.
like it.
It looks like this is
Or
vert painting there because it's not like, it's not real of a
perfect.
hard
Yeah.
corner. So I'm just surprised that he did it there, and it only takes a couple seconds just to go around and like vert paint that
Yep.
out.
Yep.
And from a couple angles, when I'm looking down through all those trees, one is I'm surprised that you didn't push your meshes like farther out into those trees. I think that's exposed terrain back there.
Mm.
I would have like, I'm not sure if I'm a huge, I don't know if, like, what do you think about the color of those trunks? I think they're very
I I've
ghostly.
always felt yeah, I felt that there's a that one that those trees, the trunks are a little bit too light, even up close they're a little bit too light, but far away they get white and ghostly, and yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
little bit too
Like
bright on those
typically,
trunks.
and especially when you have that many trees, no sun is getting through there, and they look very dark in real life.
Yep,
So next time you're out golfing and you look back into like a dense grove of trees, the trunks are
yep,
almost like, the trunks are almost black.
yep.
Yeah. So, but good course, good course.
Good course. Yeah, good course, good course. And listen, our butts are pretty minor stuff for everybody. So
Yeah,
just
yeah.
some stuff that we found. Yep.
It goes back to where if you didn't listen to the first season, we used to do this on every course, and we used to like laugh about stuff that we'd find, and have a good time, and
Yep.
so that's kind of going back old school day.
Yep.
So
The
must play,
OG. Is that our title? Is that title for the episode? The OG.
the OG.
The
Yeah, maybe
OG.
going back
Going back
OG,
going
heading
back to Cali.
back to season 1, right? OG
Yep.
season
Back to
1.
season one.
There you
Yep.
go.
Yep.
So, what do you think about M Pals this week?
So I don't know. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
I am definitely sold on Golf Boy Soupy's course. I think that's an M
Sold.
Pal.
I am sold on that one as an MPOW.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna also I'm going to I don't know how we do this. I'm gonna do this with a bit of a star because as long as the performance gets updated like I believe it
I
is,
can't believe you're going to say this. Go ahead.
I'm gonna put runs up there for MPOW as well.
I agree. I was going to say, what we had another course that recently where the performance was bad. We gave it an M Pal, and I gave it an asterisk on the website. And then
Yeah,
that designer, I can't remember who it was, went back and fixed it, and I removed the asterisk.
yeah,
I'm going to do the
yeah.
same thing. I'll put him
I'm
on the
gonna give
website with an asterisk that says this course has performance struggles. And then if that, maybe it'll be released tomorrow with an update and it looks better, and then I'll remove the asterisks. But yeah,
Yeah, because I think the course itself is absolutely great. I think that he did a wonderful job on it. It's got so many unique
yeah,
features on it and traits to it. But I think we want to make sure that courses like that are playable by everybody.
yeah,
And at the current level version 1 performance, the guys with the lower spec machines are going to struggle with it. And
yeah,
so that's my only kind of star. So those are my MPOWs for the
yeah.
week.
Jay Pruitt's was good, and of course he does a great job with the courses. I would say whenever we pick an MPAL, it's a combination of things. It's not only like a good course, but the course itself, which is out of the designer's
Yep.
control. I thought
Yep.
Jay Pruitt's course, but I thought the course itself just wasn't too memorable for me. That in
Fair.
combination with a couple of the other things that we saw with the design, I'm not ready to give that one quite an
I just
MPAL.
didn't like it. I think Jay Pruitt needs to hang it up. I'm kidding. Completely kidding,
You know
bro.
what it is? I
Completely
think
kidding.
he's used up his entire collection of MPALs so far. At one
He's
point,
done.
we
There's
have to
no
say,
more.
no, you get no more. No, not that you get say more, but maybe, we got to be, I think for some designers, like you expect a certain level out of them. And now with Jay Pruitt, you got to, we
I
got a
gotta
little,
get up there, buddy. Yep.
yeah, we're seeing, we have high expectations for our Jay Pruitt courses now.
Yep. Yep.
All
Yep.
right. So,
All right. Good. Congrats,
yeah,
guys. Congrats to the MPALs.
congratulations. All right. So, just the tip.
Just the
Let's
tip.
use Mid-South, the little thing we found
Yeah.
on the blend on
Yeah.
Mid-South as our tip this week.
Yeah.
How do we fix that?
So actually there's a couple different ways that you can fix that. And you brought up an interesting point, and we were kind of talking about this in pre-show, which is oh man, I might have this all backwards still, don't I?
No,
I didn't fix the changes I made, so I might not be able to show this at this point. We'll see here.
You want to...
Let me just pause really quick here. Okay, we are back.
Okay, we're back.
So,
we got a set.
Yeah. So this is a bunker in one of the courses I'm working on. And as you can see, I've got deep rough here. I've got regular rough here. And I've got a blend going around my bunker that touches both of those. So in game, I would really like to be able to create a blend that goes from like my sand red material to my rough black material here. And then a sand red material here to a deep rough black material here.
Correct. Yep.
But you can't do that
and
because
the tools
it's
won't
one
do that.
blend.
It'll take one blend. Right.
Yes. So the one way to do this, okay, and we'll talk about another way to do this. This is the way that I like to do it because I am pretty quick in Blender, right? So I'm going to highlight the blend. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to make sure I come up here and I'm in X-ray mode. Because if I'm if I'm not in X-ray mode, I might miss highlighting a couple of these when I'm going to highlight them here in a second. Okay, so I'm going to hit and actually let me go in here to help everybody out and turn on my keyboard logging. Or maybe I'm not going to because I have no idea what my keyboard logging program went. All right, I'll just talk to it because I don't know where the settings for it went. So I'm going to tab in here. And when I do that, and I'm going to tab into the blend.
That's the blend.
Tab. You can see that I am in, first of all, I'm in a face select mode. So this up here, if I hit number 3 on my keypad, I'm in face select mode. And now what I want to do is I want to face select everything that is touching my deep rough. The one that is not my default. Okay. Yep. My default for my sand blends is from sand to rough. This is not my default up here. So I'm going to do circle select C. And now all I have to do is drag on this guy. Whee! All right. Over here and down to exactly where I think it about ends, right about there.
It does need to be exact. It's just close.
Yeah. I mean, I could zoom in here. Now, if I hit escape, it's going to take me out of circle select mode. And I could zoom in here and get really close and see exactly. Real close, but that is close enough. Okay. Now, some of you guys, they might be saying my blend looks a little weird, but that's because I'm doing 3D. I mess with my blends and so that's maybe a trip for another show. So now I'm going to hit P, which puts me in selection mode, and which stands for separate. I'm going to separate. So when I hit selection here, now that is 2 different blends. Okay, so you can see how that's highlighted. I'm going to hit tab, and now look, I got a blend here. And I'm going to go over here into my Explorer. And you can see here's Bunker Blend, my original one, which is now like this U shape. And then right underneath here is Blend 001, which is this other one. I can highlight both of these, okay, by holding down Shift. Now I have them both highlighted. And to open up my tools, I can go here, Select, Export Selected. They'll go out in my FBX folder. I can then drag them into Unity, and it's going to update my shapes in Unity, and I can now create in Unity a whole new blend material just for that guy right there. Now, you had a different approach. Now, we're not going to go into Unity to show this, but you're vertex painting these in Unity, right?
I have been, yeah. Again, I think this also depends on if you're trying to create a blend or a matching texture. Okay,
Yes, yes,
in my scenario, I had a pine straw. I had a bunker, very similar as a bunker. The backside was pine straw, and the front side of the bunker was rough. So I absolutely wanted a blend from the rough to the bunker, right? I didn't care so much about the blend from the pine straw because it's pine straw. And
yeah,
I put a little 3DG on the edge there anyway. And the lip of the bunker I was using the default lip that had the stuff on it. Like it had the lip already had a nice little texture
yeah,
material on it, a crud I call it. What I did was I used the material. John's gonna love this. I love this. Me talking about this. I used the material channel editor, which is under the GS Pro drop down in Unity, and I would brought in my source was the pine straw material, and the target was the blend material.
yeah,
Okay, and the red pine straw default material, I copied that to the black of the blend. So now the pine straw material was on the black channel of the blend. I'd go to the blend, I'd open the vertex painter, and I would choose black. And then I would just paint the pine straw texture onto the back edge of the blend along the bunker there. So I ended up with the natural blend up front and then just the painted texture blend on the back that matched the pine straw. And it worked extremely well. And then you could put a 3DG on it, and you could, if you since you use black, it's going to remove the 3DG off that back part anyway if you wanted to.
yeah. So the advantage of so what you're talking about there, to me, is faster. Okay, obviously you don't need to go
Yes,
back in the blender, right?
but it's not
Um,
creating a blend.
right.
It's
Even though you still have your blend as the strip around, it's no longer going from red to black. It's solid black now, right?
correct. And
And
once you have copied over the material, then every blend around the bunker, I just have to paint the black along the back of the
yeah,
bunker.
yes.
Yep.
And then the other drawback of what you're talking about though is you can only do one type of grass on it too, because it's one giant blend still.
It is one blend.
It's still one blend. So if you put a
Yes.
grass renderer on it, it's going to have the same grass all the way around.
My question is if I did that, yes, I think, but can't you? I'd be interested to see, but can't you use the different? I could use blue, for example.
Yes.
If I copied it to the blue channel, so the black channel, and then painted blue on the back, then
And
I
then
can use
use,
blade 2 and use the
yes,
colors of blade 2. So the
yes,
blue would be
yes,
matching the pine straw. So you could make one blend with 3DG look like two different 3DG colors by using two different blades.
yes, absolutely.
Yep.
Yes, you
Yep.
could do that.
That's how I would fix
Um,
that.
or on the other hand, on with what I'm doing, what you do is you would just add the grass render and just do two different types of 3DG on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what you're doing is creating a true blend. All
Yes.
I'm doing is taking the blend part
Invert
of
painting.
the backside and vert painting it away.
Yep.
Correct. Now,
Okay.
I guess you really could vert paint a black from the rough up, and then if you wanted to, but it's hard. I find it really hard to do very fine painting and
Yes.
vert painting.
Yes. Very painting. Yeah. It's not
Yep.
extremely touchy. Yes.
Yep. So anyway, that's multiple ways of doing a similar thing.
And that is the tip of the week.
That's the tip of the week.
Uh-huh. Okay. And now on to posts of the week.
Post of the week. We got post of the week. Yay! That's what everybody wants.
Yours are in here first this week. You went first this week.
Yeah, I get to go first this week. I did my slides before you did. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. I have a couple. Not all are great, but some are okay. So we'll go forward. Ready? Where's the link on Discord to build a course?
Where's the link in Discord to build a course? Like,
yeah,
they just think
I just want to click the link.
and
I just want to click the link and it builds the course. I don't even want to tell it what course to build. It knows what I want. I just want to click the. I know what he wants. This guy wants the link to Discord to learn how to build a course. But that's not what he said. He wants the link on Discord to build a course. So Mike is like, Bill Pride is like, I got a link for you. Go right here, click the link. It'll build whatever the course you want, and you don't even know you want it.
Well, I did hear that Chat GPT is almost to that point. Where you can just go
that
and
point.
say, Chat GPT, build me a GS Pro course of this.
Yeah.
Close.
Yep.
We're
almost there. We're getting there.
Yeah.
Yep. So thanks for that. I love this. I left his name. I left Corey's name in here because Corey is my new hero.
The funny thing is, I found this same one too.
Did you get the same one? Okay.
Yeah. Now I happened, like, when I was I didn't read your slides, but I could see that was in yours, so I removed mine. But yes,
oh,
I saw
you did.
this too.
Okay.
Yes,
yeah, I didn't look at your slides at all on these things. I tried.
And I didn't really look at your slides either, but I could tell that was in there, so I was like, okay, yeah.
Corey is my new hero. Like this question is asked so many times, and the fact that he took time to go build a cardboard model of a PC.
Well, did he build it, or this looks like some kid who had a 5th grade project that said, this is what a computer looks like.
I want to believe that he actually went out and built it just so he could post it on Facebook. Yes. It's a troll. I mean, I love it so much. It's so good. I love he actually. I wish he would have put graphics card like 1060 or something next to it, like some low end, 920 or something.
Yeah, totally.
So,
yeah,
I thought this was great. Yeah. Nice job, Corey. You're my hero.
Yeah, nice job.
Yeah.
Shoot. There you go.
This is an interactive one, by the way, from me.
Nice Christmas ideas. I'm thinking I'd like a control box. Is there any?
I have a suggestion for him. I'm here to help. I am here to help. The first Christmas gift, the stocking, we're in that time of year, the first stocking thing you need for your golf simulator is?
I think it's something to put all those.
You have to move our video over.
Oh, is it gonna build? Is it gonna build out? Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Yes.
How about you tighten down your damn screen? How about a bungee cord? They're pretty damn cheap.
Yeah.
Before you get a control box, before you do anything, tighten the damn screen down, okay, dude?
Yeah, or the people that are very disappointed by their 4K projector that they have it going on something like this.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you got a sheet up there. I get it. I bet when the ball hits the middle of the screen, like the sides of the sheet kind of collapse around the ball.
Yes, the whole thing goes poof.
I love this one.
It's okay, like it reminds me because I live near Amish country, right? It's like when that ball hitting that sheet is like when the Amish people are out there cleaning off their carpets and stuff with the big, whip.
Well, I was getting ready to call BS on you because we talked about this a couple episodes ago, and I didn't think the Amish, they don't think they have a lot of golf simulators there.
No, so you're talking. No, but that's how they clean their stuff, is they just hang it outside and they beat it with a switch.
It's funny. It's my discipline my kids. Yeah. I think I have a couple more. Oh yeah, I made these interactive. So,
geez, I saw anyone
know a good way to mark which ones are on GS Pro? This would be cool. I'm here to help. I am the solution man. I'm the idea man.
You're Ready? Here to help. What is it?
I'm here to help. Sorry.
Now I saw this. Now the guy actually came back today and actually did come up with some. He highlighted. Now it's wrong.
He highlighted it with a highlighter.
But there were a bunch of. He has St. Andrews still highlighted on there and like some other stuff. And yes.
But like the way he wrote this, anyone know or have a way to mark them? Sure. It's called Sharpie. Like it's not hard to mark them.
Or is he just like being lazy and like, does anyone want to go out and do this? Because I don't want to.
I wonder if it was like somebody do it for me.
Yes, do this.
No one replied. Yeah, do this for me. And then the last one that I have, I think it's the last one. So we saw this one on GS Pro on our channel. Somebody posted it in our channel, and I still get a chuckle out of this one every single time I read it. First off,
I saw this too. Yeah.
Anyone having problems going on the range on GS Pro can only teak one stroke, then the igniter turns out.
But I can
play all the courses easy. First off, Adam, my hero again. No.
My response would have been, I have no idea what you're saying.
Well, and if you hit play, I'm here to help. I'm here. What the fuck is an igniter?
Does he mean ignite like unicorn maybe?
No.
Igniter turns on?
Is it his launch monitor? Is it igniter?
Tiki and he's doing a Tiki one stroke. He's going to light his Tiki torch with his igniter.
We need to get Tiki One Stroke and Dicky One Eye all together.
Tiki One Stroke.
This dude needs to go build courses and become Tiki One Stroke. I want that so bad.
Tiki One Stroke. That is great. Oh gosh,
dude. I want.
Well,
you
can say what about the guy, but he plays all courses easy.
They're all easy.
He plays them
easy. Plays them all easy. Yep.
Yeah.
But I want to see Tiki One Stroke and Dicky One Eye work on a course together. It would be the Tiki One Dick. Or the Dicky One Stroke, Dicky Eye Stroke.
I know, like I guess a lot of people use dictation. They don't proofread stuff, but oh my gosh,
I don't know. I know this was kind of like we had a lot of fun with this one in the channel, but it still makes me laugh, as you can tell. Yep. Yeah, this is a good one. Yep.
Oh, so this is these are going into mine now. So this is great that you posted this one by Adam Mace here, because my next one is, and this is not rehearsed at all. Okay, I found this one, and it's another one by Adam Mace. And what I liked about it was a different response, which was, are there any resources showing the accuracy of Awesome Golf versus GS Pro using Garmin R10? Probably.
Does Adam actually do this on purpose because he knows he'll put them on the show every week? I love the answers. They're so good. Probably.
Google is your friend.
I love that he's sharing beyond no. Yes, no, and now probably. I just love that so much. I can't tell you how much I love that. I didn't even see this one. This is so good.
Yeah. Okay, so this was the one post, and it was long, so it was on my phone, so the picture that was attached to the post is on the right, and then the left is the guy who was, hey, I'm currently running GS Pro with this card, the display, I'm going to pull does anyone have this projector, this BenQ TK 700 that you can, hey, show me some pictures, is it worth the money? Is this new projector, here's my setup, do you think this new projector that I'm looking at is going to be worth it? So what do you think the comments were?
No.
Buy a vacuum.
What is all over the floor?
It looks like he unpacked his simulator and had styrofoam, and he never cleaned up after setting it up.
So here's the worst part. I can kind of relate to this. My sim doubles in my theater. I built it with a retractable screen, so the screen rolls away, and there's a movie screen in the screen wall behind it.
Okay.
My daughter was down there with a bunch of her friends,
popcorn,
watching movies and eating popcorn, and then I go down the next day to play sim, and the entire green carpet where the putting and everything is covered in popcorn. It looked just like that.
Just like that. But I bet you vacuumed it though before you took a picture.
Well, the good news is they're coming to clean the house the next day, so I let them vacuum it. Yes. But yes, it was all vacuumed up.
All right, so let's see, what else did I have here? Dude, when first of all, it's great when he says it's my attempt. I was like, well, did your 12-year-old build this?
I was spending more time trying to figure out.
It gives me so much anxiety looking at this. Like, oh my god, what is none of the things are lined the same, and some of them look like you got heat map and hide UI on the same button. Like, is there a shift?
Shot cam and mini map? What's the? If I hit the shot cam button, does it make my mini map go away? I don't understand.
I don't know, but this thing looks like something out of Willy Wonka. Like, I want an everlasting gobstopper to come out when I hit a couple of these buttons, right?
Why is there a picture of a guy who needs to go to the bathroom on the putt button? It's right off a toilet.
Cam to roll, it's a coin button. No, I don't know.
I don't understand what the coin.
And then this red thing here, I think is a joystick. Honestly, it took me a while to figure out. I think you grab that and you move it up, down, left, right. Why not make it like a knob, like the traditional joystick, right? I don't know. This thing looked like comical to me.
It's hurting my head.
Yes. I think it was.
Remove it.
Okay. This is what you had to go in the comments.
This is pretty. I saw this one. I couldn't. My brain was like, huh?
All right, so should I get this is a legitimate question. Should I get an IXO or a QED plus a GC3 for club data? Price would be, well, I don't know if I would ever get a QED plus a GC3, but anyway, nothing. This question in and of itself isn't enough for me to like post it, right?
No,
However,
but there's there's some good stuff inside.
There's some good comments. Now, the great comment I found was this guy coming in and says, Pro T VX. So the guy's even asking about Pro T, and this guy come in and says, "Get a Pro T VX." And this other guy chimes in and said, "Hey, you got to be careful, Pro T. It seems like the club data isn't there. There's a lot going on because they don't measure it. They're using AI for it. So there's a lot of people are like, is it accurate or not? So there's a lot of questions. It could be good."
Okay.
So this guy up here at the top said Pro T VX, and this guy called him out. Well, this guy at the top says, well, yeah, I personally don't have one yet, so I can't comment, but there's a few reviews. So you're going to recommend something that someone's not even asking about, and you don't even own it? So, hey, will you go buy this and let me know how it is?
It hurts me.
Okay.
I don't understand people.
Now, this was sent to me by, actually, John Meyer gave me this. And
interesting.
Very interesting how this one came about. And at first I looked at this.
I can already tell you who the yellow one is, so there we go. Okay, got it. Yep.
Okay. And actually, I forgot to put this guy's name out, which isn't a big deal. Okay, but at first I thought this was really funny, which was this guy posted, "Does GS Pro only get downloaded with a CD?" I'm like, what? What century, like decade is this guy from?
Yeah.
And this guy says, "There's no CD." And this guy's the same guy, Royale with Cheese, is like, "So how does one download the software?" And the guy's like, "From the internet."
From the internet.
And then there was a bunch of people kind of chiming in and making fun, not making fun, but it's like, this was a good one. How does, are you one of us? How do you, now?
Oh my God. Wait. Oh, I thought that was Golden Girls for a second.
It does look like Golden Girls.
It does look like Golden Girls.
So basically, but as it turns out, okay, this guy, Royale with Cheese, all right, is new and is just getting, we're going to end the show on a high note here. This guy with Royale with Cheese was trying to find GS Pro. He was trying to save a couple bucks. Let's face it, most people do. And some guy scammed him and said, "Yes, I have a license. I'm not using it anymore. It's got 10 months left on it, whatever, 12 months left. I'll sell it to you for $200. So Royale with Cheese Venmo'd this poor guy, Royale with Cheese.
Poor guy, Royale,
and basically this guy said, "I'll send you the CD." And of course he never got it. So this all came down after the fact. So this all came down after the screen you're putting in here.
Yeah.
After people dug in, they found out that this Royale with Cheese got ripped off. And Royale with Cheese came back and said, "Yeah, I got ripped off. My wife isn't going to let me get this now. I'm over my budget." A bunch of people chipped in and paid for his GS Pro.
Oh, that's nice.
And Cook decided, "Hey, by the way, once you get your GS Pro, let me know. I'm going to give you a free year SGT."
Oh, man, Cook.
Yes. Now, I don't know if they raised enough funds at this point, but I think it was well on its way for him to like get GS Pro for at least a year for free. Really cool.
Cook and community, nicely done. Nicely done.
Which leads us to another post, which was, did you see how our Dyer got a laptop?
I didn't see how he got. I knew he was getting not our Dyer. No, I didn't see that. No.
So our Dyer, he actually reached out to me and he said, "Hey, I've been working on this, low end laptop for my 3D work. It's not really, it's struggling." And he said, "I'd like to get another one, but it's not in my budget with my family,
Yeah.
And he said, "My wife has given me the dirty eye whenever I bring it up." I'm like, "Oh, I get that. Trust me." So he said, "What would you say if I asked people for, funds for a laptop?" And I said, "Look,
That's what Rusty Dave did, didn't he?
that's what Rusty Dave did." And I said, "Look, I said I think you're one of those people who have contributed enough that you have the right to ask for it, you know."
Yep. Yep.
Um, and he did, and I think he got the funds within like 12 hours, right?
I bet. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just because like when you have, I hope,
Just for his work on not
yes,
the chorus that no longer exists,
and if
and
yes,
now
if you're a new
Riverwalk and
designer watching this, don't think that you're going to go out and get a new laptop. You really have to establish yourself in the community, which he has done, obviously. So that's
yep,
just another good thing. I think the community, they recognize the designers, and he said, "Hey, just when
that's
I
awesome.
need to get a laptop." Boom. I mean, literally hours
That's
later, he was
great.
like, "Done." So pretty cool.
That's
Yep.
cool. That's good for him. And yeah, he deserves to be developing on a big machine or a big laptop that can support what he does, because the work he does is amazing.
Yeah, and he does a lot for other people's courses, just not the designers, or
Yep.
not just GS
Yep.
Pro, but like us. I mean, he's helped tons of
Yep.
stuff. So
Agreed.
yeah. So I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Um,
Yep. Go ahead.
I was gonna say next week we're not sure what's gonna happen with the show.
We're
You're,
not sure. Yeah. So stay tuned for next week. We are both on vacation. There's a holiday.
yep.
Um, I won't have my normal machine with me. My laptop, depending on which machine I bring with me, doesn't have GS Pro on it. I mean, I don't have a license for it. I guess I could. Can I use the reset and reset my sim license to this
Yeah.
one and then reset it back to my sim later? So I guess I
Yep.
could do that.
Yeah.
So I think I'll bring the bigger laptop with me in case courses come out and we find time between now and Friday. I mean, we'd have to
Yeah.
record before Thanksgiving or the weekend after. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna have to play it by ear. But the bottom
Yeah.
line is there's a very good chance we're not gonna have a show out probably like next weekend. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, I know
Correct.
that
So
I the day after Thanksgiving Friday, I travel to Virginia Beach with my daughter for a big tournament she's got going on.
Yeah.
So we don't know.
Yep. We don't know. We'll have to figure it out.
Yep.
So,
So that
cool.
is it.
Fun. Congrats on the MPOWs, guys, and great courses and great posts. And if we do not see you, have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everybody. And that's it. We're out.
We're out.
Steve, run the music.
Gobble gobble. Bye bye.
Gobble gobble. Bye.
See ya.